Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Saturday, the 4th of May 2024. Today was match day, last game of the season, and it was a win, 5 in a row. Ding, 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 ding. And here we go. Denor goal seals 5th straight Millwall win. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. Casper Denor's first Millwall goal, first ever Millwall goal. Fantastic stuff. Gave the Lions a final day Sky Bet Championship win at Swansea City on Saturday afternoon. The midfielder struck in the second half to give Neil Harris's side a 5th straight victory to end the season. Not bad. Japhet Tanganga and Jerry Yates were shown straight red cards late on as both sides finished the encounter with 10 men. Don't know what the hell Tanganga did to get a red card. He basically did nothing. He was pushed by the other guy and then he didn't even retaliate. He just walked off out of it. What was that about? Neil Harris' name remained essay in his final starting 11 of the campaign, whilst there was a place on the bench for Connell Truman, who replaced Bartosz Białkowski and Idomir Maku. 5 minutes in, the Lions had their first chance as Simon Fleming's long throw was flicked on by Jake Cooper and into the path of Tom Bradshaw. The Welshman's poke towards goal from close range had to be deflected wide. At the other end, meanwhile, Liam Cullum's dangerous cross found Bashir Humphreys at the back post, but he struck wide from yards out. The hosts were enjoying most of the possession throughout the midway point of the first half, with Josh Tymon's cross headed over by Charlie Patino on 29 minutes. Millwall then ventured forward shortly after the half-hour mark, but found Fleming's shot blocked before Billy Mitchell's cross veered over the crossbar. Ronald burst through the Millwall backline with 7 minutes to play until the break, but was denied by a strong piece of goalkeeping from Matija Sarkic, whilst there was time for one final Lions chance of the first half as Ryan Longman took the ball in his stride and headed towards the penalty area. His strike saved by Carl Rushworth. Jamie Patterson's cutback was gathered by Sarkic in the first action in the second half, before Bradshaw had the chance to find Fleming with a through ball on the break with 52 minutes played, but the front man's pass was weak and cut out by Humphreys. Danny McNamara's effort had to be deflected wide by Josh Key as the Lions looked to open the score in 55 minutes, but Fleming headed over from the resulting corner kick. Brook Norton-Cuffy and Duncan Watmore replaced Leonard and Esse as the hour mark came into view, with another Lions chance then coming as Cooper nodded Longman's corner towards goal. Rush saved, however. McNamara then drove forward and cut inside to shoot. His attempt blocked, with Longman then doing the same as the game kicked into life. But with 65 minutes on the clock, the Swans were rewarded a penalty kick as Cooper stuck out a leg to bring down Ronald. Grimes stepped up, but Sarkic denied the hosts as captain with a strong save to his right. Fleming's tame effort was stopped by Rushworth before Key's strike at the other end was headed over by Tanganga. However, on 72 minutes, Millwall was to take the lead as Bradshaw won back possession from a flailing Ronald and McNamara raced away to the byline. He cut the ball back for the on-rushing Denor, who guided an effort home for his first Lions strike. A major flashpoint in the final 10 minutes saw Tanganga and Swansea substitute Yates both shown straight reds for an off-the-ball incident, with the Lions then seeing out the final moments to end the campaign on a high. And the team was as follows: Sarkic, Leonard, Tanganga, Cooper, McNamara, Longman, Mitchell, Denor, Esse, Bradshaw, Fleming. The subs were Norton Cuffy on for Leonard on the 58th minute, Saville on for Mitchell on the 77th minute, Watmore on for Esse in the 58th minute, and Honeyman on for Bradshaw on the 77th minute, and Hutchison on for Fleming in the 87th minute, and that was partly due to that red card for Tanganga, so that's why Hutch came on. The unused substitutes were Truman, Mayer, Maku, and Harding. So, interestingly, you may notice a few things of that. No Obafemi, no Nisbet. So there you go. More on that later. 1,202 Mill fans in attendance. There you go. Very loud they were on TV. I'll tell you what, it was nice. I watched it on Millwall TV, and I can see why we've got so many international Millwall fans. it felt pretty good, and to be able to watch Millwall on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, on the television, on a streaming service. I can see if you're a foreigner and you can do that week in, week out. I can see why you do become a Millwall fan. Why not? So yeah, was a good game to watch. Now what that does is this. This is the final table after all the games have been done and dusted. Millwall finishing 13th, so not in the top table, but that was the best position we could get going into today's game. Because obviously, if we beat Swansea, we would go up one place, but Watford and Sunderland lost as well, so we jumped over 3 teams to go up to 13th from 16th. And 5 wins in a row, which is incredible because if you look at the teams at the top, Leicester in the last 6 games, 3 wins for Leicester. 2 wins for Ipswich, only one win for Leeds, 3 wins for Southampton. So even the teams at the top have not won 5 games, let alone 5 in a row in their last 6. In fact, the only team close, I would say, was the Sheffield Wednesday with 3 wins and 2 draws. Absolutely incredible stuff from Millwall. Can they keep it up for next season, and can they keep it up for most of the season to get where we need to get to? I don't know. At the bottom, teams going away. So Ipswich did get the promotion place in 2nd place. They're in the Premier League now, so it will be one of Leeds, Southampton and West Brom and Norwich to be going up, and 3 of them to be staying down and playing us. And at the bottom it was Birmingham, even though Birmingham won today. Too little too late. They were unbeaten in 4. They've won 2 and drawn 2 of their last 4 games, but just too late. They pulled the plug on the manager too late, and they missed out by a point. It's Plymouth next season. That long old trip to Plymouth, probably midweek again, or maybe it's going to be on a Sunday night this time. With the new TV deal, we're going to have 8 PM games on a Sunday. That'll be fantastic. Get a day off of work on Monday. Why not? So yeah, it's Birmingham, Huddersfield, and Rotherham down. Leicester and Ipswich up, and Millwall in 13th. So not bad overall, but I mean it was a rocky road to get there, and basically only 9 points above the relegation zone. So only 3 wins above the relegation zone. Even though it looks far, it's not that far away. So yeah, there you go. Now, moving on to some post-match comments. This one's from the Southern News. It was a great send-off. Neil Harris delighted as Mill make it 5 wins in a row by beating Swansea on the final day. The Lions boss said he felt comfortable all game as the Lions frustrated Swansea and then pounced. Well, was he comfortable when the penalty kick was taken? Because I wasn't. I was pretty delighted that Sarkic saved it, because that's the kind of thing you do as a goalkeeper. That's what you can do to set up some kind of legendary status, some kind of match winner goalkeeper status, a fan's favourite status. To get that, as we've seen Bart exit stage right, we've got Sarkic now saving penalties, so that's good if he can do that. Let's have a little read of what's going on. So Neil Harris hailed his players for providing a great send-off for the season after Mill beat Swansea City. The Lions end the season with 5 wins in a row and a finish of 13th in the championship table. Harris has delivered 8 wins from 13 games he's managed since February, has completely transformed the Mill side that had been unpredictable and inconsistent before his arrival. Casper North's first goal for the club sealed the victory, but that moment has almost become a subplot in the day's events, with Japhet Tanganga and Jerry Yates sent off for a violent confrontation, Matija Sargent pulling off a penalty save at 0-0, Kevin Nisbet and Michael Obafemi being left out for disciplinary reasons, We'll find out about that later. And Ryan Leonard fighting through illness to make the game. Speaking after the match, Harris said, "Oh, what a brilliant finish for the football club to win 5 games in a row. A brilliant moment for players and fans to share. The final whistle, it was a great send-off. On the pitch, we were really comfortable. Swansea had all the possession and were dominating the ball exactly where we talked about them having it, in front of us and around us. Whenever they got around us, then they had to put the ball in the box and we gobbled it up. I think until the penalty, they not really had a shot on our goal, whereas we had a couple of really good opportunities. I thought we should have scored. But then once Matty saves a penalty, we just went up the next 10-15 minutes and really controlled proceedings. And I'm delighted for Casper Dinor. He had in his post-match press conference, I felt comfortable all game. Swansea have got some really good patterns. Luke Williams is a really, really good coach and they've done really well. So recently, we knew it would be a tough day. We knew Swansea would want to dominate the ball and make it very difficult to press them. And we were really comfortable with that. Swansea had the ball exactly where we wanted them to have the ball. I think 2 touches in our penalty box in the first 45 minutes. Not a shot on our goal until the penalty. I was disappointed as the penalty comes from a transition. There's a lot of goals do in football. After the penalty, our games goes up another level. And I thought we had 3 or 4 really, really good chances to win the game before the goal and after the goal. In the end, I thought we did deserve to win the game. And there you go, that's it. Now, about the sending off, what's going on there? So this is also from the southwarknews.co.uk. It angered me. Millwall boss gives his reaction Tanganga and Yates incident that saw both players sent off. A dramatic flashpoint came in the final few minutes of the Lions' win over Swansea. Yeah, what the hell happened there? So, Neil Harris said he was left angered by Jerry Yates' punch on Japhet Tanganga. Both Yates and Tanganga were shown red in the final minutes of Mill's incident-packed win at Swansea. A scuffle between both players broke out, and replays suggest that Yates appeared to aim a punch at the Millwall defender. Okay. Both players were sent off with the game marking Tanganga's last appearance for Millwall, given he is on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. Harris said the incident wouldn't blight the 25-year-old's time at the club. Asked about the incident, Harris told his post-match press conference, at the time, I only saw Jerry Yates' punch, so he deserved to go. And it angered me. I've seen it back, and there was a scuffle before it. And I think that's down to the appeals panel to decide if they both deserve to go. Japhet certainly said to me that he hasn't swung a punch, but you have to be careful if you're pushing players and how do you do it and what's interpreted by the referee. Later, Harris added, Japhet Tanganga, that red code won't blight his Millwall record, and certainly not for me. He's been exceptional. We need to add to the centre-half positions, but again, that's a conversation that needs to happen above me. But I get on brilliant with Japhet, and I'll certainly stay in touch with him. So, it seems that they're appealing it, which, yeah, unless he said something. I don't know how he got sent off, because unless he said something, I can't see why he's got sent off, because he didn't retaliate. He wasn't even involved. He was having a discussion with one of the other Swansea players, and saying he was pointing at something and saying this or whatever. And the guy behind him, the Jerry Yates guy, it wasn't a punch. It was a swing push. It was a you go to push someone, but you swing your hand up and then do it. So it looks like it was a swing, but a push, and it wasn't a punch. But then, like, Japhet Tanganga just backed off and then walked away. Like, he walked off towards the referees and couldn't see how or why he got a red card. I was like, watching it on the screen, they said, Jerry Yates got a red card. And then you see this, Tanganga's got a red card as well. I was like, what? How? But it sounds like they're appealing it, so hopefully he'll win that, which it doesn't really matter. But we'll see. Even if he's not here, I think the suspension runs over to next season, wherever he's at. So he'll certainly want to appeal it anyway. Now, talking of Nisbet and Obafemi not being in the squad, it's made the international news. Yes, Scotland. Scotland striker dropped for disciplinary reasons as Euro 2024 hopeful falls short of culture and standards. What's going on here? It's gone off the side. I'll carry on. I'll read it to you, yeah. But you're gonna miss like the first word of each thing if you're reading along on screen. Yeah. So Nisbet and Obafemi weren't in the team, and Harris has come out quite blatantly and pointedly gave reasons why they weren't in the team, and he said it was for disciplinary reasons. So ex-Hibs star acts from squad for final match of the Championship season. So what's going on here then? Scotland striker Kevin Nisbet was dropped from the Millwall Matchday squad for Saturday's 1-0 win at Swansea due to disciplinary reasons. This is from the Scotsman.com. This is not exclusive because this was the Southern News and South London got this as well. It was just the fact that they put this up because obviously there's a big story for them. Like Kevin Nisbet, what is he now? He's probably fourth or fifth choice striker for Scotland due to his injuries and lack of form. But obviously they got the Euros coming up, and this was a big chance for Kevin Nisbet to get some match time, get some match fitness to prove his fitness. I'm sure that the Scottish, I don't know if they got friendlies, that they'll be daft if they don't bring Kevin Nisbet in to have a look at him. If they don't go with like an extra large squad and then whittle it down, like they're probably gonna need all the help they can get. So we'll see how that goes. Lions head coach Neil Harris explained the situation after both Nisbet and Michael Obafemi were mysteriously absent from the final championship clash of the season. Former Hibs striker Nisbet has only recently returned from a hamstring injury and made his first appearance since February off the bench in a 1-0 win over Plymouth last weekend. The 27-year-old has 11 caps and was called up to the Scotland squad earlier in the campaign, but has missed out on a final chance to impress Steve Clarke ahead of naming his provincial 26-man squad for the Euro 2024 later this month. Millwall boss Harris said, "All I'm going to say is I'm building a culture and an environment at the football club, and the standards are set by Neil Harris and Millwall Football Club. And these are standards that I expect every player to adhere to. Players will only be involved at my football club when I'm in charge if they hit those standards. It's about the culture and environment. Michael's done brilliantly for us on loan, and we're really thankful for his efforts. He didn't feature for us off the bench the other day. He wasn't going to feature today. I'd rather play our own players who've trained impeccably. And secondly, with Kevin, it's a disciplinary matter about culture and standards. And there's no bigger problem moving forward. Kevin's a huge part of our football club moving forward. But it wasn't right to involve him today, so I went with the group that I did." Millwall signed Nisbet from Hibs last summer in a $2 million deal that includes sizable add-ons and a sell-on fee. He scored 5 goals in 29 appearances for the Londoners this season. So let's go through that again. So Obafemi, I'd rather play our own players who have trained impeccably. So that suggests that Michael Obafemi has not trained impeccably. In what ways? Did he miss training? Did he turn up late for training? Did he not do what he was asked to do in training? What's going on there then? And so obviously he mentioned like the thing with Bart. He said, well, Bart won't be involved because he's not going to be here next season. So then he's kind of said the same thing about Obafemi. So he could have just left it in that and not thrown in the other stuff about training. He could have just said, oh, because he's not going to be here next season. So that suggests that Obafemi, for either prolific reasons or fitness reasons or whatever, maybe we can't afford him reasons, he's not going to be here next season. But then what does that suggest? That Tanganga might be here? Like there's a possibility? Like they're trying to get a deal done? And the same with Brook Norton-Cuffy, because he was involved and he's on loan. He's going back to Arsenal, you assume, at the end of the season. And Ryan Longman, obviously, we'll more on that in the next piece. But I think they are trying to sign Ryan Longman. So, or is it the case of we couldn't drop them all? We couldn't drop Tanganga. You drop Tanganga, you got Hutch and you got Harding. You drop Norton-Cuffy, who you got, you got Maku. But it's literally you're dropping half the team. So And then who do you put on the bench? I don't know. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's all very weird, all very weird. And a lot of people suggesting like, oh, that's it for Kevin. Before this, people were saying, oh, Kevin is probably going to go leave the club at the end of the season. It hasn't really worked out. He's been injured. Like, how many players have been injured and then it's worked out for them? Bradshaw, Leonard. How well did Leonard do this season? He was injured a lot before this season. So, like, if it was in our plans to sell Kevin Nisbet, now here's the thing: when you've got a manager and a director of football and they're not the same person, is there plans to let Kevin Nisbet go, and has Harris now put the spanner in the works? Because if there's a problem there, who's going to want to buy a problem? So you've just lowered the price that you're going to get if you're trying to offload him. So I don't think we are trying to offload him. But I don't really see how he fits into the team. He's a good finisher. He's very good at that, but he's more of a getting on the end of things kind of striker, not a link-up play striker, a running around striker, or a target man striker. So there you go. Anyway, moving on to this about Ryan Longman and trying to sign him. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. Mill keen on permanent deal for Hull City loanee, and Neil Harris discusses future of Tottenham loanee Tanganga. Mill head coach Neil Harris says that Championship club are interested in a permanent deal for Hull City loanee Ryan Longman. The 23-year-old winger has made 36 appearances for the Lions this season and scored 3 times, including a priceless and spectacular winner against Leicester City at the Den last month. Harris said, "Oh, it's no secret that we're going to need recruiting those areas of the pitch. Predominantly, the team was recruited to play a 3-5-2 system, and I've gone a little more traditional in a 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2 systems. So we do need to recruit in the wide areas. We've also got some very good young wide players in the building. Like we want to develop in Adomo Maku and Adam Meir, and we have to make sure that we let them develop at the right time. Remain Essay started again today. He's got a huge future in his football club under me. But what's his best position? Is it wide? Is it a 10? These are decisions we need to get over a period of time when he develops. We do need some senior wide player options as well. Ryan Longman's done excellently, and I'm sure there will be a discussion. Ryan has made it very clear that he would like to be here, and he's done excellently for me. So there will be some discussions to see if there's anything possible there. Japhet Tanganga, that red card won't sort of blight his Millwall record. Certainly not for me. He's been exceptional. We need to add to the centre half positions, but again, that's a conversation that needs to happen above me. But I'll get on brilliant with Japhet. I'll certainly stay in touch with him. So there you go. So it seems they might try and sign Tanganga, but they're not hopeful. Because as we mentioned, was it in yesterday's video, that Spurs have got a 12-month option that they can option, and you would think that they would do that and then try and sell the player, which is the business. We know Daniel Levy. He's a very businessman, a very good businessman. But of course, what would you say, the compassionate human thing. If the player doesn't want to be there and his contract's about to run out, why would you renew it just to sell him? If you don't want him there, you're going to sell him, and you know he wants to leave, just let him leave now. What's the problem? So there you go. Yeah, just before we end the video, we're going to move on and look at this. The season is finished. Long live the new season. Next season, looking ahead already. When did the fixtures come out? Exactly, around about the 18th of June, I think. I'm not joking. Yeah, the season's finished. I'm still going. The channel's still going. We when we're linked with some player by some stupid clickbait website, I'll let you know. I might keep a list again like I did before. But yeah, this is the teams that are in the league next season. This is the EFL Championship for 24-25. This is what we got so far. So if you want to plan things out, we've got Blackburn Rovers, Bristol City, Cardiff City, Coventry City, Derby County, Hull City, Middlesbrough, Plymouth Argyle, Portsmouth, Preston North End, Queen's Park Rangers, Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke City, Sunderland, Swansea City and Watford. And the team that will be starting off the season at the bottom of the table, guaranteed, unless someone comes out with even more financial fair play, funny business, is Sheffield United, who start off with -2 points because they failed to pay clubs. They were deducted 2 points for defaulting on payments to other clubs during the 22-23 season. Yes. A weird system that's happened is that the EFL and the Premier League don't transfer points deductions between the two leagues. So EFL put a penalty points deduction on Sheffield United, but it didn't come into effect in the Premier League. They had to wait until they came back down. So we could find a situation where that happens to a club. They don't go down for 20 years, 10, 15, 20 years, and then the points deduction gets put on then. It's all very bizarre, isn't it? But hey, that's how it's going to go. So yeah, what we're missing, we've got 6 to be determined. That is one team to come up in the League One playoffs, which is it's looking like it's either Bolton or Oxford who've taken the lead in the first legs. We've got the 2 teams to come down from the Premier League in the relegation. It looks like Burnley, and then it looks like it's either going to be Luton or Nottingham Forest. And then we've got the 3 losers from this season's Championship playoffs. So either Leeds, Southampton, is it Norwich and West Brom? So 3 of them are going to be staying down. But yeah, that's what the league's looking like next season. So there you go. And how will we do next season? How will we do? Ah, man. Who knows? And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.